there's a great deal of concern of who is who on the internet. At the moment, we have in real life lots of credentials. We have birth certificates, driver's licenses, passports, which we can show physically to somebody to attest who we are. On the internet, we don't have any of those. So we're really struggling to work out who is who on the internet. And what we desperately need is a way of putting a digital representation of those physical documents onto the internet so that we can now assert who we are. But not necessarily just one of them. We may want to use different versions or different credentials, I call them personas, for different needs. We may need one for blogging entries, we may need one for a secure bank transaction. Very different needs, very different credentials. So what we're looking for is cyber identity credentials for individuals. And that's really the only way we can start to really trust who we're dealing with on the internet, and within NSTIC create that ecosystem where they can be trusted and interoperable and exchanged with confidence. What we have right now is a fabulous initiative through the NSTIC activities that's going on with Jeremy Grant in the office. In NIST, what we now need is collaboration and membership for people to all get together. Certainly, a governance organization is critical for this to begin. Once the governance organization is there, forming membership of all of the stakeholders that are needed and quickly identifying standards. Once the standards then become established, we've then got the ability for everybody to now participate in a community in that ecosystem to actually start to exchange credentials. So very clearly governance, and that comes to a certain extent with funding that's needed, both private sector as well as public, and then obviously volunteers from the community base and stakeholders to bring this together. So a lot of effort, a lot of voluntary work, and a lot of standards work. What we have today is a broken system on the internet. We don't know who's who, as we've talked before. What we now need to do is to find ways of establishing the need for those trusted credentials. And there will be business opportunities for identity brokers, folks that want to attest to who you are issuing the credentials. So yes, they will have a business case. There will be other organizations to do with certification of those bodies to make sure they are behaving according to the standards and so on. So there'll be a business case for them. There's a subjective business case, in my view, for the participants, the users. Are they really going to create revenue streams for the large online services or not? Probably not. But this is more about the online services that are going to be receiving these credentials, or the relying parties, as they're called. It's going to be de-risking their transactions. So that may have a value to them, financial value, rather than it being a business case that they're going to generate a lot of revenue. It may be that they'll reduce their losses.